But first tonight, it is a mental health treatment typically reserved for returning soldiers who are coping with battlefield post-traumatic stress disorder. But a St. Paul hospital insists the therapy works so well, it's expanding the program to help crime victims and everyday people who are dealing with scary events in their lives. Paul Bloom joins us now with more on how it works. Paul?
Randy, well, it's called prolonged exposure therapy. The VA swears by it, using the therapy to treat veterans struggling with the mental side of war. At St. Joseph's Hospital, their experts have found such success using that same exact formula with various patients, including violent crime victims, that they're going to move ahead expanding it. That includes one woman from Cottage Grove. She calls herself a survivor, nearly killed in a domestic attack.
In my head, I was dead. That was the next step. That's the hardest part to deal with.
Amy Christensen has fought through the demons.
I was very anxious. I couldn't sleep.
She vividly remembers the night. Her now ex-husband storming into the house armed, putting the gun up to Amy's head and threatening to kill her.
At one point, I turned my head away and thought, okay, here it goes. That's kind of where I was at.
He never pulled the trigger. In fact, he was arrested, prosecuted, and sent to prison. But Amy unraveled. She explained that she lived a life of fear and anxiety, always flashing back to the terrifying moment.
And you're stuck back with this memory that comes up and haunts you.
Amy would eventually find help here at St. Joseph's Hospital in St. Paul, where she was diagnosed with post-traumatic stress disorder. She would undergo an intense therapy program known as prolonged exposure, the same type care many of our returning soldiers get to heal the mental side of their battlefield wounds.
They're all traumas. They all produce the same 20 symptoms. And so it's not that we're treating the trauma, we're treating the symptoms.
Dr. R. John Sutherland heads up the prolonged exposure PTSD program at the hospital. The therapy encourages patients like Amy to talk over and over about the specifics of their life's trauma to take back the memory. Maybe it's a murder witness, a rape victim, or a returning war vet. Another component of the care is to return a person to activities they were once too scared or too afraid to do. Amy took back her life by finding new relationships and conquering her fear of going out in the city without feeling threatened.
It's still emotional, but I have a really good life right now, so that's good.
So it means something positive. As you see there, Amy seems to be doing great. She has since remarried and started a new job. St. Joseph's Hospital is currently in the process of training all of its mental health experts in prolonged exposure therapy. Administrators believe they are one of the first non-VA facilities in the region, if not the entire country, to so fully embrace this treatment program. Randy.
That looks great. Thank you, Paul.